which is founded by the recipient of tonight's Houseman Award, Sandy Robbins. Sandy, while he was still in his 20s, immediately distinguished the professional theater training program, which started in Milwaukee and then later moved to Delaware, by only admitting one class of actors every 3 years. So let me tell you again, one class of actors every 3 years, which meant there was a full-time faculty dedicated to one class only. This individual attention, met with rigorous classical pedagogy, produced actors whose range matched their facility as their ability to see the world as the characters they were playing. And this world-class training program came with full scholarships and living stipends. Sandy made sure that actors were treated like first-class citizens. This program, the professional theater took notice. The very best professional theaters immediately hired his actors. The Alley, the Guthrie, the Milwaukee Rep, the American Players, and many, many more. Graduates landed on roles on and off Broadway, in film, and on television. And beginning in 1983, Margot Harley and John Houseman started pulling from students from Sandy's program, many of whom are here tonight. And Sandy came from one that included William Ball and Ellis Rabb. And Sandy's productions capture what both of those men embodied in the American theater, which was number one, an unbelievable erudition. Sandy directs plays of the highest caliber, of the great plays of dramatic literature, but Sandy also remembers to teach you how to laugh. One of the best productions I have ever seen was Sandy's production of You Can't Take It With You, with his resident company at the University of Delaware. Sandy's productions haven't only just been seen with his own company, they've been seen all across the country, at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, the Milwaukee Rep, the Utah Shakespeare Festival, and many other places. And in addition, it's so rare in the theater that you get a third act. Sandy thought, what if I created my own professional company with graduates solely from the professional theater training program? And as it exists, I believe it's in its 11th year, it's one of the strongest resident companies in North America. So, an era when the focus was on building theaters across the country. And you, Sandy, were wise enough and selfless enough to train actors to fill those stages. You gave the American theater 4 generations of actors who could play the great plays of dramatic literature, and their performances showed audiences that our art form had no limits in expressing the breadth of the human condition. For this significant contribution to the American theater and your dedication to the development of the American actor, I'm more than honored to give you this award, my friend. Presented to you, the John Houseman Award tonight.
Thank you, Ian. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and comrades, brothers and sisters, Macbeth declares that he leads a charmed life and is almost immediately thereafter decapitated. And at the risk of tempting a similar fate, I must tell you that if there is such a thing as a charmed life, I most assuredly lead one, and tonight is incontrovertible evidence to that. To be awarded this extraordinary honor, named after one of my heroes, and to be receiving it surrounded by so many people who are dear to me, touches me deeply, and I am usually fairly articulate, but it is beyond my capacity to express my gratitude. But know that it is boundless. It is especially meaningful for me to receive this acknowledgement from the acting company because the early work of this company, which I remember vividly to this day, helped shape my taste in the theater, and the commitment of this organization to the development of the American actor, the young actor, to ensemble, and to classic plays have always been a powerful influence on and aligned with my own. Moreover, no leader in the American theater has provided a more important role model to me than Margot Harley, whose indomitable commitment to this organization this organization stands for has always been the standard to which I have aspired in my own leadership. There are a great many people too. Oh, incidentally, one of the few pieces of advice I have for people who want to succeed in the theater is to follow one simple principle, which I've done my best to follow throughout my life, which is surround yourself with powerful women and do whatever they say. Many people to thank, and I ask your indulgence while I mention just a few of them. I've had an extraordinarily supportive family who have always made it work for me to be absent from family functions like many of my brothers and sisters in the theater, and to spend a lifetime in classrooms and rehearsal halls. I've had remarkable colleagues in the training program and the professional theater that I've had the privilege of founding and leading, especially my very close partners, Joanne Browning and Sandy Ernst. I've been blessed by the friendship and collaboration of extraordinary theater makers, people like Mark Lamos, Mariah Aitken, who are here tonight, Teresa Rebeck, who was here earlier, and in a move I will never forget, had to leave to attend the opening of her own play. But these people continue to inspire me with their work and have blessed me with their friendship. In 1979, my colleague and mentor, Jewel Walker, and my dear friend Raul Julia introduced me to the transformational programs created by Werner Erhard that are currently made available by Landmark worldwide. And these programs have contributed immeasurably to me and my associates over several decades. I owe more than I can ever say to my students over the years, many of whom are here tonight. I've learned a great deal more from them, I'm quite certain, than they ever did from me. And I am especially moved that the members of our theater company, the resident ensemble players, are here this evening on their one day off from rehearsing and performing, and before beginning technical rehearsals tomorrow afternoon. These fine actors, many of whom are acting company alumni, make every day at the theater a joy and a privilege for me.
We love you!
Lastly, in this charmed life, by some miracle, I was allowed to marry a saint. And for over 45 years, I am in love every day more than the previous, and I know that will be true again tomorrow. Thank you, Kate. In closing, I want to share with you that when I began in the American theater during the medieval period, resident companies of actors performing the great plays, often in repertory, was the norm. Virtually every major city in America, and many smaller ones, had its own resident company. Every member of the acting class with whom I graduated from Carnegie Mellon was offered a full season of plays upon their graduation. That's quite a remarkable outcome. And those people entering the profession today, if I tell them that, look at me as if I'm saying that people can levitate. But I believe firmly that when we see an actress play Medea on one night, Blanche Dubois on the next, and Rosalind on a third, we enjoy not only the benefits of those great plays, but we also discover that we are not stuck playing the character we wound up being, and that we have the awesome capacity as human beings to create ourselves and our lives, and tomorrow be someone beyond who we are today. It is for me that possibility that is being acknowledged in my receiving this magnificent award, and I promise to continue to do my very best to contribute that possibility to others, and to thereby be worthy of the tremendous honor you bestow upon me tonight. Thank you.